crazy updates from the devs, the adventure of the new episode, the main message of episode 7, the official release date, and a whole lot more. We learned all that literally over the past 2 weeks, and today I can show y'all our first glimpse into episode 7. After the events of episode 6, a lot of fans and content creators started speculating that in episode 7, Jax is going to turn into an abstracted monster. And honestly, it would have looked pretty logical, especially considering that Michael Kovac only hyped the audience even more by replying that Jax dies in episode 7. Everybody appreciated how insanely good Michael played his role, and because of that, Goose even made a post with thanks where she pretty much straight up said, "This ain't even his peak yet, and the best is still ahead." With those words, Goose officially confirmed that Jax's storyline is only just kicking off, and we got way more crazy stuff with this character coming up, which means we put a huge cross on the theories about Jax abstracting in the next episode and forget that forever. On top of that, Goose dropped a series of weird posts on X all about mummies, and in my last video I broke down the theory that mummies might actually end up being the theme of the new adventure. If that sounds interesting to you, then after watching this video, you can go check out what kind of crazy stuff might go down in the adventure of the new episode. Also, a lot of folks noticed that the Glitch YouTube channel just dropped a trailer for the pilot of their new show, Knights of Guinevere, which we're going to be able to watch already on September 19th. Right away, people started worrying it's going to spark the same kind of drama we saw back when the pilot for Gaslight District came out. But let me calm y'all down right now. We ain't gonna be waiting another 6 months for a new episode just cause Glitch are busy with another project. Knights of Guinevere's got its own team of pros working on the 2D show. That way, Glitch can keep cranking out both projects without either one suffering. We also know that Gaslight District's got its own team too, which is gonna help Glitch dodge the same problems they ran into back in April 2025. Since we remember that episode 7 was being developed side by side with episodes 5 and 6, we can pretty much assume the release of the new episode's gonna drop in about a month and a half, so October 24th or October 31st sound like the perfect dates for the long-awaited release. We got this info from the very first podcast with Gooseworx on Jobby2's channel, which dropped right after the release of episode 5. After episode 6 came out, Gooseworx came back on that podcast again, and this time we got even more details about the new episode. Gooseworx said this, "I'm just excited, that's all. Episode 7 went through a lot of production hell in pre-pro though. There were so many rewrites cause it's we have to get this to work, otherwise it will be the worst thing ever. I feel like we got it working though, so it's only going to piss off the right people." We get that episode 7 is really going to be one of the most important ones in the whole history of the digital circus, and it was insanely important for the creators to make it exactly the way they planned it from the start. That ain't all we gotta keep in mind, cause in the Camilla stream, Michael Kovac reiterates this and gives a little more hint into what it may actually be about. Goose actually was in a stream with the guy that voices Disappearing Guy, Jobby, and she explained that episode 7, the next episode, will piss off people. And I will be honest, it probably will. I think that'll be the episode that somewhat tears the fan base a little bit, cause some people will see that episode and love the direction it's going. Some people will feel betrayed by the way it goes. Michael even ran a little experiment and told his friend what's gonna happen next, and the dude straight up hit him with, "Dude, that's ass." I hate it. The wild part is that Michael himself reacted totally different when he first found out what's gonna be in episode 7 and he actually liked it. These kind of contradictions just drive me insane, and I'm crazy curious to figure out what kind of events could be so controversial that a certain group of people might straight up start hating on the digital circus. On top of that, I keep noticing more and more folks totally misreading episode 7 and its storyline. I think y'all already get that this is going to be something completely different from what we've seen before, so let's go ahead and talk about what exactly makes episode 7 stand out from everything we've had up until now. Most fans picked Jax, Pomni, Regatha as the main ones that the chaos is going to start with. You can also throw in Kane, who's glitching and getting more and more pissed off with every new episode. And that post-credits scene straight up shows that Kane's totally and irreversibly losing his mind. I'm more than sure episode 7's gonna start with a scene where Pomni and Regatha are talking about what they agreed on during the favorite character awards. Then, classic style, Kane shows up, and this time he definitely ain't gonna compromise or look for some comfy adventure for the folks in the digital circus. In episode 5, we clearly saw that Kane can pull everyone to him from any corner of the circus, and even without any physical interaction, drag them all into a new adventure. Kane's really on the edge now, and his main job is to keep the folks in the digital circus entertained, and since day after day they keep refusing his own adventures, it's just making him worse and worse. Kane's decision to send the characters into a new adventure against their will could end up being one of the key moves that kick off the chaos. I feel like that new adventure they'll get dragged into against their will is going to be pretty short, and since we know the new episode's going to be really long, there's a chance that after that, we'll see another adventure. But that's not exactly what we're talking about right now. After they get back from whatever Kane cooked up, the real riot's gonna blow up in the digital circus. Since Kane's slowly losing self-control more and more, there's a pretty good chance something in his adventure is gonna end up hurting one of the characters, and when they come back, they're gonna start telling Kane everything they think about him and his adventures. That kind of attitude from the digital circus folks ain't gonna go unnoticed by the admin, and in response, he's gonna start spilling everything he thinks about them. From episode 3, we remember what happens when Kane loses control. Back then, Zubul managed to stop him, but we all get that his instability's just getting worse. And in episode 7, nobody's gonna be able to hold back this, let's say, destruction of the digital circus. Y'all remember how in episode 2, Pomni fell through the textures. Since the digital circus ain't really any different from Candy Kingdom overall, they can pull off something similar here too. And after a massive glitch, all the characters will end up in a place like that. But this time, there ain't gonna be any gummy goo, just the 6 main digital circus characters, and that's where the really important stuff's gonna kick off. At that point, all the characters are gonna realize it can't go on like this, and that's where we circle back to our sort of split between main and, exaggeratedly speaking, side characters. From the moment they fall through the textures, every single character is gonna be crazy important, and it won't matter if it's Gangle or Jax. I feel like it's gonna be Gangle who reminds everyone that at the very start, Pomni kept going on about some kind of exit. But before they all team up as one to get out of the digital circus, they gotta deal with some problems that are right here, right now, and the most obvious one's probably gonna be getting Jax back to normal, cause after episode 6, it's legit scary what's gonna happen to him. Also, Pomni's gonna be insanely curious why Jax acted like that back then.
We make such a good team! We could just be winners. As a team.
We're not a team, come on.
What do you mean? Yes, we are.
Delusional. Because I didn't fight back, that means I secretly care about you? I'm just a misunderstood little chicken fetus in an egg that needs to be cracked open. Well, I am not. I do not care about you or anyone else in this circus in the slightest.
At that point, Jax is already gonna get that there's no turning back, and that's when he's gonna start honestly telling what's really going on with him. I think that's when they'll show us his memories of Ribbit, who's been hinted at for the 2nd episode in a row. After that story, Jax might even shed a few tears, and that's when the hidden hero of the digital circus steps in, Kinger. We've seen plenty of times how he can be totally level-headed, and I'd even say wise. Kinger's perfect for the role of a therapist, and it's pretty likely that after all that Jax just shared, Kinger's gonna pull him aside and have a real heart-to-heart. And considering that up till now all, let's say, therapy sessions ended up working out, I'm sure that after this, Jax is going to be a totally normal character and finally be able to drop that tough guy mask. In short, everyone's going to be cheering on Gangle so she can live without her comedy mask. The friendship between Pomni and Regatha is going to get even stronger. Overall, after falling through the textures, everyone's going to get way closer to each other. Then Kinger's going to step in again with his, let's say, superpowers.
Here, take this.
Wait, what did you just do? What was that?
It's a butterfly. It can restore your health.
Did Kane mention that?
Oh, nah. I made it up.
And bring everyone back into the digital circus. By that time, Kane's gonna calm down and things will get back to normal. And that's when the whole crew's gonna start planning their escape from this trap and looking for that very door. I've got a hunch that after they get back, we might see one more small adventure, this time actually chosen by the characters themselves. We remember that episode 7 turned out way too massive at first, so they had to split it into 2 separate episodes linked by the same storyline. In that case, I'm sure episode 7's gonna end with someone from the characters finally being able to find that very door after a long search, and that's gonna be how the episode wraps up. In the end, we're gonna get an episode that kicks off all the chaos, but at the same time sets us up for the really insane stuff that's gonna go down in episode 8.